The alarm rang at 5:30 a.m. Nina stared at the ceiling for a few seconds before getting out of bed. Her tiny rented room had peeling paint, a wobbly table, and a single window that overlooked crowded streets. It wasn't the life she had imagined as a little girl. Every morning, she opened social media before leaving for work. One friend had bought a luxury car. Another was vacationing in Switzerland. Someone else had just announced a promotion. Nina sighed. "I'm already 26, she whispered. Everyone is moving ahead, except me. She worked as a customer support executive, earning just enough to pay rent and help her parents. Her job wasn't glamorous, and most days felt exactly the same. Slowly, she began believing that her life was ordinary, maybe even a failure. One evening, while returning home after a particularly exhausting day, the city was hit by heavy rain. She rushed into a small library to escape getting drenched. As she wandered through the shelves, an elderly woman arranging books smiled at her. "You look tired," the woman said gently. Nina laughed. "Does it show that much?" The woman nodded. "Not tired from work. Tired from comparing." Those words stunned her. "How did you know?" The woman smiled. "Because I once lived the same life." She handed Nina an old notebook. It wasn't a diary. Every page contained only one sentence. "Today, I became 1% better." Nothing more. Some pages had tiny victories. "Read 10 pages. Helped my mother without being asked. Didn't quit. Learned a new skill. Saved Rs 100. Apologized when I was wrong." Nina looked confused. "That's it?" The woman smiled. "People chase impressive lives. They forget that impressive lives are built from unimpressive days." That night, Nina bought a simple notebook. On the first page, she wrote, "Today I begin creating a life I'll be proud of, not one that impressed strangers, one that respected herself." The next morning, she woke up 30 minutes earlier. She started reading for 15 minutes before work. Instead of endlessly scrolling social media during lunch, she listened to free online courses. She began exercising in the evenings. She learned budgeting. She stopped buying things just to keep up with others. Most importantly, every night she wrote one small achievement. Some days were tiny. Drank enough water. Finished one chapter. Called my parents. Didn't give up today. At first, it felt insignificant. But days became weeks. Weeks became months. 1 year later, her notebook was full. Not with miracles, with consistency. She had earned professional certifications, improved her communication skills, saved enough money for an emergency fund, started freelancing on weekends. She even mentored 2 college students preparing for interviews. For the first time, she wasn't chasing other people's success. She was building her own. One afternoon, she accidentally opened social media again. The same glamorous posts filled her screen. Luxury vacations, designer clothes, perfect smiles. But something felt different. She wasn't jealous anymore. She quietly smiled and closed the app. Because she finally understood something. Photos capture moments. Character is built in moments nobody sees. A few months later, Naina was invited to speak at a career workshop for young graduates. One student asked her, "Ma'am, what's the secret to success?" She paused, then held up her old notebook. "This." The audience looked puzzled. She smiled. "Everyone wants a life they can show, but very few are willing to build a life they can respect. Your future doesn't change because of one big decision. It changes because of hundreds of small promises you keep to yourself." Silence filled the room. Not because the answer was complicated, but because it was true. Years later, Naina had a successful career, financial stability, and the confidence she once believed belonged only to other people. But among all her achievements, one possession remained closest to her heart. That first notebook. Its pages had yellowed with time. The ink had faded, but every page reminded her of one powerful truth. The person she was most proud of wasn't the woman who became successful. It was the young woman who chose not to quit when no one was watching. Because the greatest achievement in life isn't having the world's approval. It's becoming someone you can look at in the mirror and genuinely admire.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember to keep growing on your own journey.